Welcome back to New York. I'm Brent Musburger. Some of you have been watching the game out of the Astrodome, San Francisco and Houston. For those of you who have been watching Philadelphia and New Orleans, we have had another timing controversy, and wouldn't you know it, it involves the same referee who was working the Minnesota-Denver game. Bum Phillips, the Houston coach, protesting that they allowed the San Francisco kicking team too much time to get on the field to kick a three-pointer as time ran out on the first half. Now, at halftime of our doubleheader game, Dallas and Los Angeles, the commissioner of the NFL, Pete Rozelle, is going to review that rule, that particular game of a Monday ago, and also the Oakland-San Diego controversy. But right now, let me take you around the league and get you up to date on everything that's happening. Chicago is all over Detroit. The Lions have been hapless so far, and it's 19-0. Cleveland and Atlanta, this has been a dandy. Seesaw, the Browns have taken a lead in the third quarter by 7 points. Kansas City and the New York Giants. The Giants appear to be an improved football team this year. Joe Pisarcik has thrown for 2 touchdowns. Pittsburgh and Cincinnati, a disappointment with the Bengals. 28-3. Pittsburgh and Terry Bradshaw in complete command of that one. Seattle and the New York Jets, a surprise as far as many folks are concerned. The Jets were improved. Richard Todd, their fine quarterback. Sims is over 100 yards for the Seahawks so far. Philadelphia and New Orleans, many of you watching that game, it's been a good one so far. Tied at 7 at the half. San Francisco and Houston, the rest of you are watching this one, 10-6. As time ran out, the 49ers kicked their second field goal. Tampa Bay and Minnesota, a surprise. At the half, the Buccaneers are ahead by 2 points, 9-7. Another team with a lot of trouble, the St. Louis Cardinals. 21-3. Bud Wilkinson remains winless. The Redskins have played well. Oakland and Green Bay, the unbeaten Packers, in trouble. Raiders in command of that game, lead at 14-3. It really so far has been an afternoon of kicking games. For example, let me take you to the Detroit-Chicago game. It was scoreless when Bob Parsons, number 86, dropped back into punt formation for the Bears. And on the punt, the Lions made one of their many mistakes so far this afternoon. They fumbled the ball, and it was recovered on the 18-yard line. Then the Bears marched inside the 5. Avellini going to Payton on the handoff. It was 7-0 after the point. Detroit's ball 3rd and 14. 6 sacks already for Chicago. Here's Tommy Hart, formerly of the 49ers, mauling Landry that time. There also is a new wide receiver with the Bears, formerly of the world champion Dallas Cowboys. And Bob Avellini goes downfield. Golden Richards with a fine catch. That shows you how much talent is at the Cowboys when he can't stick. 28-yard field goal by Bob Thomas, and the Bears led it by 10 points. Now, here again is that punting team of the Chicago Bears for Neil Armstrong. Parson booms one 52 yards. Steve Schubert of the special team down inside the 5. He downs it right there on the 2. And again, we will see Landry in trouble. Here comes Tommy Hart. He's got him, and it's a 2-point safety for Chicago. The combination, Avellini to Scott. Scott still possesses fine outside speed. And now with Golden Richards out there to occupy a couple of deep backs, the Chicago offense could really open up. And Irv, what have you got?
Talking about opening up, the Washington Redskins went into St. Louis to take on the winless Cardinals, and they lead at halftime 21-3. But it was the Cardinals who started to pull a few card tricks out of their own sleeve early in the game as Jim Hart throws outside here to Steve, who throws the ball to Twilly, who takes the ball down inside the 5-yard line. Bakken gets a field goal out of it, but the Redskins respond right away on the next kickoff. Tony Green, the rookie out of Florida, takes the ball on the 1-yard line, picks his way upfield, and goes 99 yards, Brent, on a kickoff return. That gets the Redskins back in the game, and right here, the Redskins really took control. They led 7-3, and from that time on, it was Joe Theismann, Gene Fugit, who did the damage the rest of the day. Theismann here on a play-action pass, going to his tight end, Gene Fugit. He scores easily. Washington takes a 14-3 lead, but he's not finished yet. A great running play. Watch Mike Thomas' quick feet here. He goes in. The Redskins lead 21-3 at halftime.
Irv, we're going to return the San Francisco-Houston crowd back down to the Astrodome. We're going to keep you folks watching Philadelphia and New Orleans right here. I want to show you that disputed play. But for half of our audience, let's go back now to Lindsey Nelson and Paul Hornung in the Astrodome. Now then, I have already talked to you about the dispute at the end of the half. First, I want to show you some Earl Campbell. What a debut the Heisman Trophy winner from Texas has had. Leads the AFC in rushing. Number 34, that inside power, smacks to the 7-yard line. And on this march, he was able to score from the 4. It's his 4th touchdown of the season. Now, here's the disputed play. Time is running out. No question about them getting the snap off. As you can see, 1 second left when it was kicked, and it was good. Bum Phillips is talking to Don Wedge, not about that, but the fact that he gave them too much time to allow the kicking team to come on the field. Red Miller of Denver, who was involved last Monday night, says that the only reason why the Broncos were able to tie that game and send it into sudden death is because that both benches in Minnesota are on the same side of the field. And again, at halftime of our doubleheader, big Dallas-Los Angeles shootout, the commissioner, Pete Rozelle, is going to talk about officiating in general and also specifically about a couple of controversies. So right now, we will send the New Orleans-Philadelphia crowd back down to the Superdome right after these messages from your local station.